Hello, class. I'm introducing myself for the first time. I hope you can hear me, or if not, I hope your volume will allow you to hear me sufficiently. But here we are, face to face. First thing I want to know is it true that the internet adds 5 pounds? Um, so here we are in our class, and I wanted to talk to you about two assignments you should already know about. Um, First, since I got you in my study, I'll tell you a little about myself. Um, I live in a place just north of Fort Collins, and we have many animals. The door is closed, so you're not going to see any cats wander across the keyboard, although that's very common occurrence here. We have 5 cats. We have 3 dogs. Doors are closed, so you're probably not going to hear them protest if a nasty mailman drives past our driveway. We have 3 rabbits. They are loving the winter. They're loving Colorado. Moved up here from Texas 4 years ago. I think that was probably hell on earth for them. Yeah. In the background, you might, let's see, yeah, just to the side of my head, you might see what there'll be a poster of San Francisco and a drawing that's of a stadium. It's a cartoon of Candlestick Park, San Francisco. I'm a baseball fan. My team is the Giants. I love other sports too. We don't want to talk about football though at this moment, do we? Um, yeah, I was in newspapers for a long time. Um, Now I'm teaching Front Range, but I still write for newspapers. I'm still an editor, contract editor for some newspapers in Florida, and so I'm a working journalist and a working instructor, and we're together to talk about mass media. Let's talk about the media project that you're going to be working on. The reason we want to do this, we want to address this early, even though it's not due for a couple months, is because you need to read a book about the subject that you're choosing, and you need to propose it to me. And the deadline for proposing it is February 12th, and you'll see the proposal guidelines on content. So check it out if you haven't already. Um, Per the list that's also on content, have some ideas, but I'd be just as happy for you to propose an idea that appeals to you, might appeal to me. Who knows? I might take that idea and put it on the proposed list for another group of students. So surprise me with an interesting topic if you wish. But the other ones are all good. The one key aspect of this assignment, as it says in the assignment sheet, is that you're not constructing something that's just informative. It's not like you're going to just write something that would be in the encyclopedia. It's going to be thesis driven, meaning, what discovery can one make? What what uh, what can you assign to the import or influence of the person or endeavor or the business, the medium that you're going to write about? We don't just want facts, and the the item in content shows you some examples of where we want to go and where we don't want to go. Okay, it's just not about information. If you have any questions, please email me. Then we have the biggest story in the world or nation or state or your community, the assignment, which is first of which is due February 16th. And I think this is the nub of why we should have a class like this, and why even if you aren't interested in journalism, this is a worthwhile endeavor. Um, what I want for you to be is a more discriminating consumer of information. I don't want you to be led by the nose by the media in general, because they are far more interested in making the cash register ring, in delivering stuff that's painless and not penetrating, And as a citizen, I think you need to be more interested in the stuff that matters. Hopefully, you'll be sort of evangelical ultimately about stuff that matters when everyone is locked in on the phenomenon of the week, the personality story of the week, stuff that affects no one. Basically, you're going to choose that uh, four stories that you think affect a lot of people and possibly are not being discussed in the media. Now, don't be tied to a particular moment in time. It's not that day's news story, okay? In fact, that's the problem with a lot of news coverage. Oh, what's happening right now? Well, um, glaciers are melting right now, but they're melting very slowly, affecting a lot of lives. That's not really a right now story. So maybe that's exactly the type of biggest story in the world um, story that you need to read about. What I'm asking for is a link to it. I'm asking for you to briefly explain the import of it or what's happening, and I want you to then, uh, in some, critique the way the media are handling these four stories. It's going to mean that you're going to have to, for instance, get into the state media, whether it's the Denver Post or your local newspaper. Means grabbing a newspaper or three or four, going to the library, looking through some newspapers. Okay, what's the biggest story in your community that affects the most lives? All right, that's about it. Hopefully, we can do this a few more times this semester. But please email me anytime you have a question. Email me all the time. Okay, we need to talk individually just as we talk in in discussions. You guys are doing a great job thus far with your discussion comments. Very pleased, and so keep doing it. But let me know what you're thinking, and please let me know if you have any questions. All right. See you later.